When did you refuse to back down? My 4-year-old foster daughter Amelia came back from her weekend adoption prep at Miss Lee's group home sitting perfectly still. When I touched her shoulder, she whispered, "The empty princesses get chosen for special families. I have to practice being nothing." Her legs had bruises from sitting in the same position for hours. I called Lee demanding answers. "You're being paranoid," she said sweetly. "I'm documenting this call. The judge will love hearing how you're sabotaging Amelia's chance at adoption." But 2 days later, I got my proof, because that's when Isabella's foster mom called. Isabella was one of 12 girls in Lee's preparation program, all ages 3 to 7, and she came to her foster home with the same pressure sores. Her mom mentioned Isabella kept saying, "Amelia taught me to go empty," but wouldn't explain what that meant. That's when I realized this wasn't isolated to my daughter. I called every foster parent whose child went to Lee's program. 5 other girls were practicing being dolls in the past 2 months. One mom said her daughter kept a chart tracking who was perfect enough for selection. Another found her 4-year-old practicing not blinking at 2 a.m., whispering, "Perfect princesses don't need to see." 5 days until Amelia's next prep weekend, Lee's assistant sent me a text. "Stop interfering with your daughter's progression. She's not broken in enough for our type of audience. You must let her thrive." The words "broken in" made my blood run cold. I went to CPS with videos of the girls in their doll-like states and statements from 6 foster parents. The caseworker said children play pretend all the time, and without evidence of physical abuse, they couldn't investigate. She actually wrote in her notes that I appear to be interfering with adoption protocols. 2 days wasted. One mother, Lauren, was my last hope. Her daughter Ellie used to be the type of girl to race rabbits and pet ducks, but she got selected by a special family 2 months ago. The adoption fell through after 1 week, and when she came back, she was gone. She slept in her closet, wouldn't speak above a whisper, even drew pictures of girls with X's over their mouths. Her mother just told me she couldn't help. I had 3 days left and tried the police again. The officer actually laughed. "Little girls playing princess isn't a crime, ma'am. Maybe focus on being grateful that someone wants to adopt them." He slid the videos back without watching. Besides, Miss Lee already called. Said you might come in with wild stories. That night, Amelia stood at the mirror practicing her empty stare. "I'm getting too good at feeling things again," she said matter-of-factly. "I'll get selected next time." My phone buzzed. It was my lawyer. I begged him to file anything that would let me keep her from prep weekend. He stayed silent until I finished pleading to say the words that broke me. If I didn't send Amelia for her sessions, I'd lose all foster privileges permanently. I had 24 hours to decide between keeping her safe or keeping her at all. Amelia gave me a folded paper at breakfast. Ellie drew this before she got chosen. It showed a room full of men pointing at girls on a stage. The guilt in her 4-year-old voice trying to warn me broke me. 1 hour left and Amelia gripped my hand in the car. What if I can't go empty enough this time? When we pulled into Lee's driveway, 2 other cars were already there. Julia climbed out first, 5 years old, practicing her doll walk. Then Grace, 7, with perfect posture already. Amelia saw them and started crying. "Not them! They're almost ready!" I just smiled, because I wasn't just dropping Amelia off tonight, I was getting into that showcase room. I called my cousin Randy, ex-military interrogator, and told him what was happening. "Give me 30, was all he said. The other foster parents were walking their daughters to the door. Randy arrived with his partner Finch. They'd done 3 tours together. Lee came out smiling, clipboard ready, but her face changed when she saw Randy. "Get inside," Randy said quietly. The other parents held their daughters back as we followed her in. Her assistant tried to run. Finch caught her in the hallway and had her zip-tied to a chair in seconds. Lee backed against the wall. "This is kidnapping. You just lost custody forever. Where's the showcase room?" I cut her off. Randy already found it. Electronic lock, just like the former employee said. He had it bypassed in under a minute. Lee went white. "You can't go in there. Please. You don't understand who—" I moved toward the door. Full story on channel, link below.